All right, today we're diving into one of the most foundational, most influential stories ever told, the creation account from the first chapter of Genesis. We're going to walk through this ancient text not just as a list of things that happened, but as this incredibly structured story about how order comes from chaos and how purpose gets woven right into the fabric of existence. So, let's get started.
And boom, it all kicks off with this massive, foundational sentence, which in English is, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." It's so simple, right? But it's also so powerful. It sets the entire cosmic stage. It tells you who the main actor is, God, and what the setting is, literally everything. It's the starting gun for the whole story.
So, here's our game plan for this journey. We're going to walk through the 6 days of creation step by step. We'll start with the very beginning, darkness and light. Then we'll look at how the world was separated and organized. After that, it's the signs of time, then life in the water and the sky, followed by life on land, and we'll cap it all off with the creation of humankind in God's image. Okay, let's jump right into day 1. The theme here is dark and light. Before we even get to the light, though, you have to understand the picture the story paints of the world at the very, very start. It's basically a blank canvas, but a really chaotic one. The earth was formless and empty, with darkness just covering everything. I mean, try to picture that. It's primordial chaos. There's no structure, no order, nothing. Just a dark, watery abyss. It's from this raw, untamed potential that everything is about to be built. And then, cutting through the silence and the darkness, comes the very first command: let there be light. Just like that, light pierces the dark. Now, this isn't just about flipping a switch. This is the first great act of bringing order out of chaos. It's the fundamental act of separation that's going to define the rest of the week. So now that there's light, God separates it from the darkness. He gives them names, day and night. And right there, the very first rhythm of our existence is established. The day ends with this line that we're going to hear again and again: and there was evening and there was morning the first day. And that whole idea of separating and creating order, it doesn't stop there. In fact, it continues in a huge way on days 2 and 3, where the focus moves from the rhythm of time to building the actual physical architecture of the world. On the second day, this great expanse, which is what the text calls the sky, is created. And its entire job is to separate the waters. So now you've got this incredible image of water down below and waters up above, with this big clear dome in the middle. Another fundamental division is made, bringing even more structure to the cosmos. Day 3 just keeps that momentum going. All the water down below is gathered into one place and, bam, dry ground appears. God names the land Earth and the water seas. Now that the stage is set, the Earth gets its next command, to sprout life. We get vegetation, plants, fruit trees, the works. Okay, let's just pause here for a second, because this slide sums up the first half of creation perfectly. You see the pattern, right? The first 3 days are all about forming realms by separating things. We've got light separated from darkness, the water above from the water below, and the land from the seas. These are like the empty rooms, just waiting to be filled. So, the world spaces are now formed, the framework is built, and now the story shifts gears. It's time to start filling those spaces. And where does it begin? By going all the way back to that first realm created on day 1, the realm of day and night. And as you can see right here, we are now entering the second half of the creation week. The focus is shifting big time, from forming to filling. We're kicking things off with day 4. On day 4, God creates the sun, the moon, and the stars. But check out their purpose. This is the really cool part. It's not just to give light. They are created to be signs, to mark seasons, days, and years. They're basically giant cosmic timekeepers, bringing a whole new level of order and rhythm to the world. Next up, day 5. Now we get to see the sky and the seas. Those realms that were formed back on day 2 finally get populated with living creatures. They're not going to be empty for long. So the divine command goes out, and suddenly the waters are just teeming with life. And the sky is filled with every kind of bird you can imagine. The language used here just gives you this feeling of dynamic abundance, of a world that is absolutely bursting with life and movement. And this is a huge moment. For the very first time in the whole story, a blessing is given. These new creatures are told, be fruitful and multiply and fill the waters of the seas. This isn't just a friendly suggestion, it's a divine command for life to flourish, to expand, and to just fill up all that empty space.
Okay, here we are, the sixth and final day of creation. And if you've been following the pattern, you know exactly what's coming next. It's time to fill that last remaining realm, the dry land that popped up back on day 3.
On the sixth day, the earth itself is told to bring forth living creatures according to their kinds. This includes livestock, all the things that crawl on the ground, and wild animals, the whole shebang. That repeating phrase, according to their kinds, really drives home this idea of a beautiful, intended order within all the diversity of life. But wait, the sixth day isn't over yet. The narrative now builds to its absolute climax, the final and most distinct act of creation, the making of humankind. And you can just feel the shift in the language. It gets more personal. God declares, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness." I mean, wow. No other creature gets this kind of introduction. It completely sets humanity apart, giving them a special status and a really unique relationship with our Creator.
And with that special status comes a huge responsibility, a mandate. You can see it all broken down here. They are told to be fruitful and multiply, to fill the earth, to subdue it, and, this is key, to rule over every living creature. Humanity is tasked to act as caretakers, as stewards of this amazing newly created world. And that brings us to the grand conclusion. At the very end of the sixth day, God looks over everything that has been made. And as the quote says, he saw everything that he had made and it was very good. Notice that. It isn't just good like the previous days. It's very good. It's the final stamp of approval, a sign of completion, harmony, and perfection. So we're left with this powerful, poetic account of creation. It's a story of chaos being transformed into cosmos, of emptiness being filled with abundance, and of purpose being woven right into the fabric of existence. And all of that leaves us with the big question you see on the screen. What does this story of creation really tell us today?